What's up, guys? Thanks again for tuning back in to the next part to buying or building a business. As you watch some of the other videos that I've done, the past one I just did or posted was about buying a business and five reasons why buying a business might be a great option. I'll put a link up in the top here just so that way you can check out that video as well if you haven't watched any of these. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Keeps us going, keeps us trucking along here, making these videos for you. Thanks again. My name's Jeremy Golden. We're going to dive into this a little bit. Today we are going to start talking about starting or building a business. The last couple of videos, like I said, our last video was about buying. Now we're going to go into starting in depth. So you've decided you're going to start your own business. There's a couple things that you obviously need to do when you first start out, but one of the big focuses that we're going to go on today is, okay, I want to start a business and I want it to be a certain name, okay? Obviously, if you're going to be in business for yourself, unless it's going to be your name and you're going to be a sole proprietor by yourself, you want to make sure that this name's not taken, right? You want to make sure that you're not putting forth all this effort and then you have to go forth and change the name of your business. You want to make sure that the business that you've decided to create, that you can go ahead with this, okay? So we're going to dive in a little bit deeper about this. I'm going to do a screen share with you here. As you can see on my screen here, what we're going to do, one of the first steps, you're going to have to obviously go online, and what we're going to do is, I live in the state of Florida, so obviously I typed in Florida, but whatever state you live in Colorado, Arkansas, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, wherever you live, one of the first things you want to do if you decide that you want to go down this path to starting a business, before you even go forth with more of the things, especially if you want a fine detailed name of this place or business, you want to make sure the name's not taken, right? So in this case, I can go to Florida Entity Search. So I'm going to do what's called an entity search. I'm going to search out to see if there's anybody else in the area that has my name and some of the different options I can choose. So we're going to go ahead, go into this search. As you can see here on the screen, we've come up to the Florida Department of State, and it is going to give us some of the different options as far as trademark, and for, like you can see, trademark name, trademark owner name, EIN number, zip code, street address. So you can search for different things. So if you do find an entity you want to find out some more information on it, you can do it this way. So let's just pick a name. I don't know what we're going to use, but let's say Joe's Paint, or yeah, we can even do Joe's Paints. I think we talked about that in another video. That's obviously, Joe owns that, but if we type in Joe's Paints and we hit this search now, it's going to actually pull up any name out there that's called Joe's Paints. As you can actually see here, there's a Joe's Paint of Treasure Coast Limited, and it's active status. It's an LLC, limited liability company. So there, in that sense, you wouldn't want to necessarily do Joe's Paint of Treasure Coast, or you're gonna get denied by the state for going ahead and proceeding with that name for your business. But you can see, as we typed in Joe's, how many different places popped up with Joe's, and this is just this list here. There's more. Look, Joe's Pizza. So there's numerous lists of Joe specific businesses. So I would probably try to stay away from a business name like that. If I go in and we type in something else, and I want to type in, just say beach for the hang of it, I can see all of the different even beach names that there's businesses, Beach 115, Beach, and what these probably most likely are, all of these LLCs are most likely units in the sense of they're probably rental units. Somebody probably owns these, so they created different LLCs under their businesses in order for them to separate the cost and profit and so forth. But you can see these are all active statuses. So what I'm getting at here is you've decided that you want to create this business, but one of the most important things, like I'm telling you right now, is to make sure that you can utilize that name that you want to create, right? You don't want to just go ahead and decide, okay, well, I've decided I want to start a business, and I pick a certain name and I start to do things without making sure that I can move forward from here, okay? So at this point, we've decided that we're going to use a name, and whatever that name may be that you've made that decision to do, you want to go ahead and move forward onto the next steps. All right. So at this point, this video specific was to show you how to do a business entity search. I didn't want this to be a longer video like some of my other ones. This is specifically just to do a business entity search. Okay. Once we've decided to name the business and what it's going to be named, we search for that entity. If it is not taken, then the next step would be going forth the process of submitting to the state to reserve that name for us as an individual, and also submitting to the federal government to reserve that name under us as an individual as well. So the next video that I do will go ahead and go into more depth in that, but I wanted to give you an idea specifically on doing a business entity search within your state to see if that is taken. Okay, because then that way you can move on to the next step. Are there going to be many things for us to outlay in starting out this new business? Yeah, we're going to have to, we're going to have to come up with a name. We're going to have to get it registered with the state. We're going to have to get it registered with the local or the federal government, so that we obviously pay taxes and all those wonderful things, because everybody loves paying taxes, right? That's the most important thing, to make sure you pay your taxes. And it is important, but one of the cool things about building a business is, or even having a business, is that you're getting taxed on that profit that you made, and not necessarily the sole income that you're collecting from your paychecks. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you don't have a business, maybe that's an option for you, because there's a lot of tax write-offs, and it's a good thing not to pay extra money if you don't have to. So we're going to go into the next video then, like I said, about starting with the federal government, the local state government, and getting all of those things registered. And then that way the business is tied to you as an individual. And we'll continue to go down this path. But one of the first things I wanted to make sure was that we specifically had this business reserved for us, and nobody else could go upon and take this. So if you haven't had a chance yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out tremendously. Give us a thumbs up. I appreciate you for tuning in again this time. And like I said, the next video on starting a business or building a business is going to go into depth on how we get that registered with the state government, and how we get registered with the federal government, and some of the first couple processes that we need to do to make things happen. Thank you.